Okay, this I think we read now. So think of your favorite grown up. Think of your favorite grown up on a sheet of paper and draw a quick sketch of the person and write 3 words that describe the nature of the person. Compile all the portraits created in the class and create a display chart. See, think of your favorite grown up. So here we know that in the story, oh, I think we have read this yesterday.
We have read this.
Chaliya, we have completed the page.
Yes.
No. We have not completed the page. We only started with this only. His aunt Miss Betsy and Trotwood. Okay, yes. Which had slept might have frightened the birds. That was scarecrow. What is a scarecrow? That is in the fields to scare the crows. Okay. From my aunt's garden, as I stood at the gate. So he was standing where? From my aunt's garden, as I stood at the gate. So where was he standing? Outside his aunt's garden. Okay. Now who was his aunt?
Miss Betsy.
Miss Betsy. Okay, what is the spelling? Okay, tell me the spelling of Miss Betsy. B-E-T-S-Y, no?
B-E-T-S-Y.
Wrong, sir.
Betsy.
Let Manu.
Like B-E-T-S-E-Y. Correct.
Okay. So, as you say, as you write. It is bet. Bet लगाते हैं ना? Bet and say. Say is not S-A-Y. It is S-E-Y. And Trotwood spelling?
T-W-W-W-W-W-W.
Okay.
Who does that?
Yes. Okay.
पुराने जमाने में जहाँ पे लोग रहते थे वहाँ का नाम था.
Yes. So my hair had known no comb or brush since I left London. So his hair no comb or not brush. Hair, comb or brush means he has never combed his hair. He has not combed his hair for long. Okay. Brush is that a comb? Say brush करते ना, that is the comb brush. I left London. So he has left London and came to Miss Trotwood. In this condition, I waited to introduce myself to my aunt. In this condition, I waited. So what was his condition? This is a very...
Scarecrow.
No, this paragraph is very important. Why? Because it describes the condition of... It describes the condition of what?
The David Copperfield.
Yes. Describes the condition of...
David Copperfield. एक मिनट.
Okay,
ये वाला करा तो.
Yes. So this paragraph tells you the description of David Copperfield, how he was crushed and battered. He had a torn cap. My shoes were completely worn out, and my hat. So
the condition of David's shoes were torn out, and his hat were
crushed and battered. His shirt was stained
with heat.
Yes. And then I slept my hair, scared and frightened the birds. Okay. So these are the 3 descriptions. What are the 3 descriptions given Manav? About the shoes, which were torn. About the hat, that was crushed and battered. Yes, it's written. And my hat was crushed and battered. This is the hat is topi. No. This talking about the hat, topi, was crushed and battered. My shirt and trousers were stained with heat and dew, grass and the soil. Why? Because he was sleeping, and all the dirt and the dirt of the soil that stained his shirt and the trousers. Yes.
David was unhappy because the mother has died and his stepfather did not send him to school.
Yes. Okay. So that you don't have to learn and write. Now you are reading the text and writing the answers. Our book ka question answers where you don't have to go. The teacher will not give you the same. Teacher will give you any extract. So today I have prepared many extracts for you to write the answers. Okay. Good. Okay. Let's go. Let's go through the text first. Okay. See, as I stood there, understood till here.
Yes.
So it is talking about the description of condition of David. Okay. And moving forward, as I stood there, a lady came out of the house with a handkerchief over her cap and a pair of gardening gloves. So as I stood there, where he was standing at the gate, aunt's gate, isn't it? Outside the garden, a lady came out, who Miss Betsy came out with an handkerchief over her cap and a pair of gardening gloves. She was wearing the hand gloves. She was wearing what? The hand gloves, and one hanky was on her head, on the top of her head, gardening gloves on her hands. I am sure she was Miss Betsy from her walk for my mother had often described her to me. No, I was sure that she was Miss Betsy. Why? Because my mother has often described her. How she looks like. My mother has many times my mother has described that what yes before dying. Before dying, my mother has always described how she looks like. So I can see by her style of coming or by the way she is standing and wearing clothes, I can understand that she is my aunt. Okay, that was her. That was her only aunt. Okay, next coming yes, moving forward to that. Go away, said Miss Betsy, shaking her head. Now she is saying what this boy has come today. Okay, so go away, go along. No boys here. So she is what doing? She is what is she doing? She is moving him away. She is moving him away from her gate. That go away. I don't need any boys here. I don't need people to work here. She must have thought that people have come here or this boy have come here to help me in my garden. But I don't need any boy. That means I don't need any help. She said. To whom? To David. Yes. I watched her as she marched to a corner of the garden, and then I went softly and stood beside her. So he was standing there, but he was not going away. He was not going away. He was standing there, and he further moved to her. He further moved to Miss Betsy beside her and telling her softly. What he was telling? Then Miss Betsy moved where? Inside her garden. She was working in one corner of the garden. Okay. If you please, now see, this is the handkerchief that is on her head, and she is wearing the hand gloves, as they described in the story. Okay, if you please, ma'am, if you please, my aunt, I am your nephew. Now, first he said, please, ma'am. Okay, because she was not understanding him. Then he said, please, aunt. Now, when you say someone, your relative is aunt or uncle, that brings what? An emotional attachment to that person, isn't it? Suppose you say aunt, and he's saying Badi Mummy, so a kind of attachment comes, okay? And he's saying Mummy, so that comes an attachment. An emotional attachment is attached when you address a person like this, okay? So when he's addressing as an aunt, so what is having? An emotional attachment. That means he's saying that I am someone close to you, okay? I am your nephew. He's further saying that I am your nephew. Oh Lord, said my aunt, and sat flat down in the garden path. Oh Lord, says now the aunt was surprised. The aunt was surprised. She's saying and sat flat down in the garden path. Now in the garden you'll see some sitting places are made, isn't it? In the garden what happens? Sitting places made. Yes, chairs are there, cemented. You can say sitting positions are made. Like in your school garden. In your school garden the benches are made, na? So in any garden, ma'am, just check the guess is dim or not.